Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're having a spectacular day and a fabulous, if you're in Eastern Standard Time, start to your morning. For my Aussie fans, I hope you get to bed well. But today we're going to do something a little different. I know I've been doing a lot of cozy gaming and whatnot, playing Palia and Disney Dreamlight Valley. But today I wanted to take a break and go back to my roots and do a little bit of making on Twitch. But in this particular case, we're going to rank patterns, specifically patterns by Gertie Hirsch. So Gertie Hirsch is a vintage fashion seamstress designer, and she is wonderful. She is absolutely wonderful. She has a great Patreon. She has a great catalog of patterns, and she has so many patterns that I felt inclined to kind of rank them up, see how they kind of stack up against each other. So without further ado, we're going to hop right in. All right, let me switch over to this. Oh, my background changed. Hold on. Technical glitch. Hi, Taylor. How are you? Are you having a spectacular day? I had made the mistake of making a change to one of my backgrounds and just did a copy of it. So now I have to go back in and fix it because it's all wrong and it's driving me bonkers. There we go. And that should, yeah, there we go. That's better. Yay! Oh, I hope you have spectacular dreams, Taylor. I am having a great moment. So this is the pattern designer in question that we're going to be talking about today. This is her main website, charmpatterns.com, and I've got a tier list that I set up, and there's a little bit of line art for each one of these. So I'm going to talk through some of these patterns. The very first one on the list here is the Rita. Thank you for the follow. How are you? Are you having a spectacular day? So the Rita is like the OG, right? This is one of the very first patterns that she ever put out. It's pretty standard. If you're a member of Patreon, there's a bishop sleeve expansion. It's a quick and easy make, and it's something that I like to make if I've got just 1 yard of something. Right now, it's probably my most made pattern. So for its versatility and for its upgraded sizing, this is a very accessible pattern. It's in sizes 2 through 34. And these are converted to like US dress sizes. If you're ever curious about the sizing, that's all here. And she does give you a little bit of an idea of what you're going to need. So for this one, I am ranking it S tier. It's a perfect pattern. It's so easily adjustable. There's only a handful of pieces. It's a great pattern. It's a basic pattern. It can be dressy. It can be an everyday casual wear. It's just a remarkable pattern. 10 out of 10. I love this pattern. All right, the next on the list is the L'Amour, and this is also an OG pattern that came from her shop, and this has a lot of design elements here. Like, it would be very easy to maximize this for you. Like, it would be very easy to be like, oh, I don't really like close to the body. This isn't for me. Well, ta-da, it doesn't have to be strapless. It doesn't have to be close fitting, you know. There are a lot of options here to make it your dream. And I like it for the most part. I love the sarong drape. I love the sarong. I love the bodice slash. I am not crazy about the halter on this. I don't like the gathers there, but that may just be a personal preference. For its versatility, the only thing with this one is this is something you, no matter how you make it, there's not really a workwear appropriate version to make. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in A tier. It's exceptional. It's wonderful, but it can't quite go day to night. Like, it can't cover all of your bases for something that you'll need a wardrobe. So for that reason, I put it there. For the next one, it's the night and day dress. So this is probably was one of my very favorite patterns. I still like this one very much. It looks super flattering on me. I absolutely love this pattern. So again, this one has not been converted to the 2 through 34. This one I think is only 2 to 20 right now. So if you're in the larger sizing block, you know, we have to wait and beg and plead for her to update this one. But there's a lot going on here. Like, you've got a round neck, a square neck. You can have it with bishop sleeves. You can have it this pretty like flared out skirt. And this one's really adorable. This is one of my favorite combinations here. So this has a yoke, like it goes down straight in the front and then it gathers around the sides and across the back. Like, this is a timeless, like, you can do so much with this. This is my favorite iteration of this pattern, with the bishop sleeves, the collarless square neck, and the yoked skirt. This is so amazing. Like, this is my perfect day dress. I love everything about this. I made mine in a blue gingham and it is absolutely epic. Like, I'm so fired up for this specific iteration. But you can take it into different seasons. Like, you could totally get spring, summer, and winter out of this. It can be dressy, it can be for a formal occasion, it can be for work. Like, this is a very versatile pattern, and for that reason, this one goes in S tier. All right, the next is the Jane set. This is also off of her paid website. You don't have to be a member of Patreon for any of these patterns on this one. That one should be towards the top because it recently had a size expansion. Yes, the Jane set. So the Jane set can be a jumpsuit like you see here. It has a halter top, a capri pant. It can also be made with spaghetti straps or strapless with this cute little detail at the top. And it's not shown here as well, but there's opportunities for like applique and design. You can make them as separates. You can make them as separate pants and a top, as you see in this one. Or you can make it a play suit where there's a skirted front and it's still, you know, visible as shorts from the back. And you can mix and match any of the different pieces. There's a couple of different neckline options. This is it as a play suit without the sarong in front, so it's shorts. And details again for all of this gorgeous, like 100% like epic vintage vibes. Like, this is so great for a casual look. Like, absolutely stunning, breathtaking. Like, I'm absolutely 100% here for this. I'm wearing the pants right now for that pattern. It's one of my favorite pair. It's a stretch 12. This pattern does use stretch fabric, which is something I really love because it makes it super comfortable. I'm not sure how she comes up with the patterns. A lot of it probably comes from looking at old garment, like existing historical pieces and piecing it backwards. She's got a book coming out this year that will go through some of how she came up with her design. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. I think it's in April that it comes out, but I'll have to double check. In fact, let's go ahead and take a quick peekity peek. I imagine she's probably, maybe she's got it on her shop. Maybe she's got it listed, even if it's only pre-order. No, it's not on here. You know what? Let's take a little minute. Gertie book. Maybe they'll come up this way. Oh, of course not. You know what? Oh, there it is. May 28th. Oh, I was on the money. So if you are more curious about it, this book will also have patterns. I'm not a spokesperson, but I love her. All right, let's close out that for now. Okay, so it's very casual and you can make the pants as something you can wear to work. And I do love that it's a knit pattern. There are some caveats with this, and I did have to do a lot of adjusting when I made these pants because I don't have your traditional body. I'm a little round at the bottom. So this one was a little bit of a difficult pattern for me to sew, but I still really enjoyed it. And so for that reason, I'm going to give it a B. It's very good. It's relatively versatile, but it has limitations. I do love that it has been expanded in the new size range. Like, that's very exciting. I'm so excited for the folks who are in the plus size block that they'll be able to finally make this amazing pattern. And what I didn't say before is the top has a built-in bra. Like, I mean, not like a super, more like a bralette, has a built-in bralette, and that's very amazing. All right, the next one is the princess coat. And again, this one's a paid pattern, and this one's not in the new size block yet. So this pattern, I have made two versions of it. I have made a long version where it goes long like this, and I've also made like a cropped version, but I have done, let's see, let's roll through this. Like here, she's got like this lantern sleeve, the full skirt. Like, this is great for keeping the chill off if you want to still, you know, extend your fall dresses without having to be like utterly smothered in freezing cold clothing. You want to still be stylish when it's chilly. And it has these beautiful bound buttonholes. I have made this version that's cropped, like it stops like right here. I love this sleeve. This sleeve is my favorite sleeve. I am so, yes, I positively love this pattern. It is very complicated. It is one of, sewing a coat is one of the most complicated patterns you can make. Oh God, just the drama of the sleeve. It's giving Cruella de Vil for me. Like, ah. And I love her dog. So cute. And then here's like a fur trimmed version. This is like an option you can do to extend it out. And it has like a standard tailored sleeve. And again, a close up on these bound buttonholes. Like, oh. So the cropped version stops here. And I have one like this that has the big flowy bell sleeve. And it's one of my favorite. I made it with some salvaged wool. Oh. And then here she did, this one is more like a dress coat. This is less for like super cold weather and more for like a standard weather. So this is something more like a thick silk, a sturdy silk, like Dubiani. Very lovely. And here's another tailored version. She's got it paired with the Stanwick skirt. We'll see that later. But I love this look. I'm still not a big fan of these sleeves. I like it better when it's hacked off here, but that's personal preference. All right, so for the princess coat, I like that you can make a short version. I like that you can make a long version and a warmer or cooler version. So I'm gonna put it with very good. Like that's a pretty good pattern. I like it. It's good. It's useful. All right. So the next is the okay. So now we're kind of diving into a little bit of the Patreon pattern. So I'm going to dip into our blog for these because I don't want to be rude and expose her Patreon. That's a faux pas. So we will jump back to we'll do a search here. Oh no, actually there's an easier way to do this. We'll do it from here. In the very beginning. The princess coat we just looked at does also have an expansion to make a hood, and I have made this. It's very nice. It's great if you wanted to make a raincoat. So the Peter Pan Bolero. I won't be able to show you all the images because those are exclusive to those who are subscribed to our Patreon. But what it is it's a cute little knit pattern. You can see it stops at the waist. It goes a little round. I had made one in this fabric, the inside of this top, for when I was featured in her magazine last year. And it had striped collar. You can do a contrast collar. It can be a cute little button, or you can do a clip, or, you know, whichever way you wanted to do this. It's a cute pattern. It comes together really fast. There's literally like 3 pattern pieces to it. And it's it's a very fast pattern to pick together. So I would say it's meh. It's good. It's okay. I love it, but it won't be for everyone, and it's not super versatile. There's only so many ways you can make this one, and it doesn't have a cut on. It's a cut on sleeve. It's where the sleeve and the front are all one pattern piece. So there's, if you need to do a large bicep adjustment, it is a little more work to do that. It's just some forewarned for wear. The next one is the Loretta shorts. So let's go back to here. This was the sleeve expansion I was talking about for the Rita, which is gorgeous beyond like whatever. It's great. Okay. And the rose dressing gown is an expansion on the princess coat too. There was a lot of expansions in that first year. Loretta shorts. Ooh, my internet is running slow today. There we go. All right, so we have this super cute, I'll make the pattern a little bit bigger here. It is a stand-away pocket that you can kind of see that it sticks out from the side there. It's a cute little shorts pattern. It came with a little bib, so you can make it like it's detachable. It does it with buttons and buttonholes, so you can choose to have a cute little overall effect or not, or you could still have a cute pair of shorts, or you could mix and match it with any other bodice and make it a jumpsuit or a play suit. But it's a super cute pattern. It would be easy to extend these down to make pants if you were so inclined. I love my pair of these for the theme parks. The pockets are nice and big. They're very sturdy. It's a little, you go through a little bit of a mind warp when you're making these with the pockets, but it's worth it. It's worth the struggle. I love this pattern. You have to, in order to make it super versatile though, you do have to have a little bit of imagination. So for this reason, I give it a C. It's a great pattern. It's a good pattern. It's an okay pattern. It's an okay pattern, but it's not going to be useful for everyone. And because it didn't come already with a bunch of different length options, it does make it a little bit harder to say that it's versatile. It can be if you have the right amount of imagination. The next is the Harlo Pajama. So the Harlo Pajama is a free pattern. Let me zoom back out. So that one is in the shop, but it doesn't cost anything. Now I got to figure out where she buried the free ones at. Hold, please. It was in here before. Oh, probably just under patterns. Oh, here we go. The free patterns. All right, so this is the Harlo Pajama. It comes together really easy. It's a cute pattern. It's great for loungewear. It's great as pajamas as it's intended. And if you've got the right materials, you can also make this a very cute, like going to the grocery store outfit. Like it doesn't, depending on what fabrics you use, this can be more than what it is right here. I made mine out of gray striped silk sheets, and I was aiming for Prisoner of Azkaban, and I somehow landed with Boy with the Striped Pajamas, but that was my whoopsie. It is a great pattern. If you want to get this, you can, put in your name and email address and sign up for her like newsletter, and you'll get this pattern. And it's a cute pattern. It's worth it. And if you subscribe to her Patreon, you'll get a sleeve expansion on that, and that looks like this, and it has a little more drama going on with it. This pattern, I'd say, I'd also kind of put this in the meh category. This one is a very more home outfit, so it's hard to say that it's super versatile. It does come together quickly. It's very useful if you need to throw together a cute set of pajamas for you and your girlfriends for like a Valentine's weekend or something. So it's very nice for that. All right, so the picnic top is next, and there is a skirt that goes with that that's marked, that is also like a free pattern, but it's not really a pattern. What it is a gathered rectangle on a waistband that you button front. So the hardest part here will be the button. Again, if you want this one and the directions for how to like choose to measure how long to make your rectangle, just put in your name and email address and you'll get that pattern. But we're going to judge the top. All right, so I have a modified version of this on my sewing table. I worked on it at the end of spring last year and I had to get going on Halloween stuff, so I couldn't get it finished. But the only thing I have to do is add buttons. It's literally at the end stages. So I can say that this is a very cute pattern. It is not a wear to work pattern because as you can see here, it's a kind of crop top and it only goes to waist length. So if you're wearing this with like standard pants, you will not get away with wearing this to most office places. It's great for weekends and running errands, you know, other things, leaving your house, but not necessarily for work. I did have some trouble with making some minor adjustments in this pattern. It's a cute silhouette though, but you have to be willing to fiddle with it and you put in the work with this one. So for me, it's a meh. It's kind of a meh. So the next one is the Hostess set. And there aren't pictures with this one because there was a little bit of an issue and that had to be resolved with like photos for this, but it is a very cute, like you can see if you look up the side here, it's split open at the side and it has pants. The pants are horrible. The pants are horrible. It's a wide gathered pant, kind of like scrub pants, but the top is ace. The top is absolutely amazing. I love the top. It looks really cute over a pair of slacks, and because the shirt comes down very long, like the shirt comes down, I'd say to probably like it covers the fupa. Like it's a long shirt and it's split sided, so it's very fashionable. So the top I would give an A. The pants I give an F. So we'll split the difference and give it a B. Like, I love this top. This top is so amazing. I cannot say enough good things about the top. The pants are garbage. Pants are garbage. But the top on this, very cute. Very cute. All right, next is the Stanwick skirt. So the Stanwick skirt is one of the paid patterns. And I love this pattern so much. So let me bring this up here. So you've got a fuller version here and it's got deep pockets. Like these pockets are like this wide. Ladies, you can fit a cat in these pockets. A cat in each pocket. You can carry 2 cats with you in this skirt. And then you've got this cute shaped, like rounded off pocket with the pencil skirt. I did a pencil skirt with this one and I absolutely loved it. You can see she's wearing it with the Rita top. And this is a close-up on that pocket detail. Like, this is a gorgeous detail. Like, completely thought out. Love it. And especially as she's got it paired here as like a set. And then here you've got a different waistband option. You can have it be curved and it's kind of cute. I'm not a fan of the curved one, but that's why there's so many different waistband options. And I love that you can dial in the fit with 2 different darts, like 2 back darts on each side. So if you're super round like me, this is your savior because it will help you dial in the fit. And here's another like close up on this shaped waistband. And it came with the option of a bib, like on the Loretta. It has straps. So you can choose to make it like a little pinafore. And here's the rounded version of this pocket. Ladies, it's huge. It's so huge. Like, these are berry picking pockets. So if you lined these pockets, to be like waterproof, you could go berry picking without a basket. These are so big. And this is that Dorothy vibe you've got going on here. And again, this pinafore top is removable. It's held in with buttons sewn inside the waistband and buttonholes sewn at the bottom of that bib. And again on the back. Like, and this ruffle detail, oh, love it. It's just so impossibly cute. And here you can see how it crisscrosses at the back. Absolutely love this. And here's a way you can, you know, if you're doing this with like a plaid, if you put the squared off pockets off to the side, you get a cute little detail. So this is an S tier pattern, like, and especially because later we get a bodice expansion, so you can make this into a dress. So definitely, yes, this is S tier. This is amazing. I love it so much. The next is a Liz dress, and this is also a paid pattern. And this one's a little fiddly. It's worth it. It's worth it to solve it, but it is fiddly. Where is she? Liz. All right, let me pop this open. So it's not as visible here because there's a lot of print going on. But it has, oh, here she's paired it with the L'Amour skirt. But here you can see that it's got this pleated bust and it's got a shelf. It sits in a shelf and this band goes up and around. And it has this beautiful V back. And again, it's very busy with the print, but this kind of gives you a little bit of an idea. And it's very va-va-voom. Like it's very pretty. And again, it's gorgeous when you pair it with the L'Amour skirt. A lot of our patterns are mix and match, which is phenomenal. And you can add a cute little like matching waist tie. Again, a close up on that bodice. So let me roll back to this one because it makes it easy to see. So this whole process is pretty intensive. Like this is not for a beginner seamstress. There is a lot of layers involved. And I had to use duckbill scissors. Oh, you want to do this one? It is very good. It's very good. But you definitely, I recommend duckbill scissors because you're going to be going through a lot of layers. And when you go to grade your seam allowances, this will help you not clip into anything that you're trying not to. Definitely was a big worthwhile investment for me. But definitely take your time, especially if you're new. There is a video for this on her YouTube. It's not called Making the Liz Dress like some of her others. It's more like how to make a 50s shelf bust. Give me just a second. I'll pop that. Let me grab another window and I'll share the link for that just in case. So I would love for you to make this and not feel intimidated by it. You just have to take your time. And it's not well known that there's a video for this beautiful pattern. Gertie's World. Okay, now I'm gonna run back to find it. Gertie's World shelf bust. Where is it? Oh, I definitely want to make sure I give this to you so that way you can find it in a blink. I just have to roll back a ways. And there is, if you didn't know, a video. Oh, here it is. Copy link.
Welcome to episode 2.
Okay. I'm going to pop that link down into chat real fast for you. There we go. Now let's put this back up. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So I love this pattern. It's not a super versatile pattern. As you can see, it can be cute for like casual day wear. It can be a night dress, but this is not something that you are wearing to work unless you've got a different kind of job than I have. This would not count as business casual. Nothing about this dress is business casual. This is a party dress. This is 100% your, you know, going to a mother-daughter tea. You're going to a museum. This is too nice of a dress for everyday wear. For that reason, I give it exceptional. Like the L'Amour, it's a very beautiful pattern. It's a very wonderful pattern. It has limited versatility. You can pair it like she's done there with other skirts, but I mean, the bodice is the showstop number here. I do love the gathered circle skirt on this. It gives you a lot of swish. It's my favorite skirt to use apart from maybe the Lana. The Lana has pleats and gathers, and I'm all about like fabric, like using up fabric. I have a stash. It's a problem. We'll talk about that later. Let's see. Next is the Hepburn, right? I do like the Hepburn. It's a knit top, so it comes together very fast. Regrettably, it is not in the larger size block right now, but it has a lot of cute little options. Let me pop it open here. Here you see it with the bishop sleeve and the pussycat bow. And that's what the detail for that looks like on the back. Here you see it with a regular like neckline there. Here it's got like this cute little rounded scoop. And it has the pussycat bow on the back, but a smaller bow. It's a smaller bow on the back. And here you see it with the ruched sleeve, so you can have it as a sleeveless summer option. And here's another close-up with it in the Loretta shorts, which is a great mix-up together. And here she's worn it with the bishop sleeves and the round with the Stanwick. Like, it's very versatile. It's one of my favorite patterns. It comes together for me in less than an hour. And it delivers on drama with so little effort. I just wish that it was in the larger size block for inclusionary purposes. But it can be work, it can be elegant, it can be a date. It's perfect. The Hepburn top is a perfect top. It comes together fast, and you can use it for literally anything. So amazing. Love that pattern. I can't say enough good things about this top. Right, the next is the swing coat, and this is a Patreon pattern. And I have not made this one yet. I have fabric set aside for this. I was gifted some gorgeous wool that is just dying to be this. I haven't made it there yet. I fell into a little bit of a, I want to fall into my couch mode a little bit last fall after I got done sewing for Halloween. I was like, all right, we're done. And then I had to sew that L'Amour wedding dress for my sister-in-law, and I didn't get to any of the things I meant to do last quarter. So I'm having to catch up and do those now. But this is the Stanwick coat, and I can't show you a lot of the images here, but you can see here that there is this long flowing version, and then there is this shorter version, and they both have these really beautiful like wide cuffs. And I like that in that even if you have short arms, because your arms are proportionate to your height usually. This is something you learn in drawing school or in drawing classes. And it just means that if you were shorter, you would just have a wider, more dramatic cuff. Unless you wanted to chop some off. I mean, you can, that's an absolute choice, but you don't have to. You don't have to. And that is the glory for me in the swing coat. I've read through the directions pretty extensively, and I love that there's only a single button, like it swings open. That's why it's called a swing coat. And here she's got it, you know, she's wearing it with a matching dress that goes with the lining. It's very beautiful. I have, like I said, I haven't made this one, but based on the construction instructions, it looks like it'd be really simple, a quick put together, and for that reason being that you can make it out of lighter weight fabrics. Like you could totally make this out of something like linen and have yourself like a spring lightweight jacket instead of like this heavy duty wool coat. Like there's a way to use this. So I think for this one, I will put it in very good. This is a very good pattern. I don't, there's nothing I could think of that would make this bad. It's not as useful if you live in warmer states like I do in Florida, unless you literally need the DEFCON 5 coat for the 40-degree weather we've been having, which I did make. If you want to see that, that's on my roll back a ways in my Instagram. I made like a 12 pounds princess coat. All right, so the next is the Barbie top. This is a Patreon pattern, and this is a very popular pattern. This is a very, very fast make. You have a front, a back, a sleeve, and a collar. That's it. And you can choose to make it with it like a see-through fabric, and then wear a shirt underneath, or in velvet for a more luxe look or a more casual look. You can do it sleeveless. There's, I think, as you can see here, 4 sleeve lengths, or rather 3 sleeve lengths, no sleeve. There's a lot going on here, and you could also put on, later you'll see the sleeves from the skipper top and the sleeves from, or the extended turtleneck. Like, there's a lot you can do here, and this is such a great base pattern piece. Like, it's simple, it's fast, it delivers a lot of impact based on the fabric you're using. This is exceptional. It's exceptional in its simplicity. I wish there were more options for things that came a little bit lower, but that's where we have like the skipper, which we will get to. The next is the Scout Caplet. Ah, nice. I think I've got 3. I've got a horizontal black stripe. I've got a couple where I remade some old band t-shirts. I love this pattern. Like, it's ace. It's ace. All right, so next is the Scout Caplet. I have made this one. I did it for a Governor Ratcliffe thing. Hold on, I gotta find it. Where are you? Here you are. All right, so again, we've got a little bit of a sleeve cover. It's a cover, you know, and it's got 1 button, so it has the feature that I do love about the swing coat, in that you don't have to like button it all the way up. It's not a lot of hassle or effort. This is different in that it has a collar and it doesn't have a sleeve. It flows off to the side. And there is an option up here for an epaulette. So if you want to attach something up there like cords, or if you really wanted to do like an honor cord situation, you could do that. Like, this is a very cute pattern. I didn't necessarily like it for me. I would have preferred, I think if I was to make this again, I would probably put a split here between this seam, so that way your arms don't have to be completely encased by it. Your arms could go in and out of that without being hindered. Especially if you were wearing like a really cute bodice, you wouldn't want to necessarily hide it. So this is a good pattern, but it's kind of meh. Given the rest of her patterns, this one's kind of meh for me. So I'm going to give this one a C. It's okay. Like, it's not, it wasn't my cup of tea, but it's not necessarily bad. All right, the next are the Lucille Trousers. So I made these last year, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't love them. I didn't love them. They were not a good look for me. I felt like they made me look overly chunky. Like there was too much fabric going on in the front. I should have pinched out the pleat and skipped the pleat altogether. And I wasn't a fan of the cuff. I wasn't in love with this, and it took a lot of work for me to get the crotch adjustment to where it didn't have a bunch of weird frown and smile lines all over the place. This one was too much effort. And I haven't seen a pair that I really like. So for me, this one was a fail. This one was not a good pattern. I did not like it. It was, I hated it. That was a horrible pattern. I loathe it so bad. Not for me. I'm sure it works for someone. It didn't work for me, and I'm not here for it. The next is the Presley top, and this was the first time she gave us like a unisex pattern, or or could be. It was designed with males in mind, but you can make it work for women. You would just maybe add a dart, or, you know, make it a little smaller for the men and add a split down the side like you would for the hostess top, just to give you a little bit of more breathing room at the hip. But I loved this. I love this pattern. I made one for Halloween, and it is one of my favorite patterns. I haven't made the Patsy yet, and I'm sure I will love it for the same reason, but I loved this yoke, guys. This yoke was just so fun. It adds a lot of scrap busting utility to your wardrobe, and you can add a lot of fun prints together for a really fun look. So I'm going to give this one an A. It's not super versatile in that there's not any sleeve options, but it is a very nice pattern. Like, it comes together beautifully, and based on your fabric choice, you could get something a little more formal. So I'm going to give it an A. I loved this pattern. The next is the skipper. So I personally loved the skipper. A lot of people were a little bit weird about it because there's not anything that goes across the front here. But for me, it came together so beautifully. And there's got this bodysuit option, and you can make it with a standard sleeve or with this cute little puff sleeve. And I actually made this into a bathing suit. Like, I took the Jasmine jumpsuit top and attached it to the bottom half of this bodysuit, and it was magnificent. So I'm going to say this with the caveat of, this is a super sweet pattern. You can make it work for work. You can, you know, if you were wanting to do this with, you can maybe with a Barbie sleeve that went long, and you wanted to make a long bodysuit so that way you won't have to worry about your shirts coming untucked at work. This is an excellent pattern for you for that. It's not, I would not say it's a show-stopping pattern, but it is very versatile. It's very functional. And if you use different fabrics, it could be less sweet and more luxurious. I would give this one a B. I would give this one a B. It's very good. It's very good. I love the sleeve. I love the scoop neck. I love the versatility of the bodysuit. We definitely need to stop underestimating the effort of a bodysuit and giving you a clean look in your work wardrobe specifically, without having all the bunched up fabric of tucking in your shirt. Like, it's such a clean silhouette. I love that. I can't say enough good things about that. And especially if you've got like a mind like mine where you can turn it into a bathing suit, because the next up is the Esther bathing suit, and it was a bit of a miss for me. It's on my to sew list. I've got it. I've read the instructions a billion times, but the silhouette is not my favorite for a swimsuit. Like, there are parts of it I like, and there are parts of it I don't. So I like this version with the skirted bottom. This is definitely a very vintage vibe, but it wasn't for me. And that's okay. Every pattern doesn't have to be for everybody. Because that was just not a look for me. I like this one. This was the ruched bottom. I think that was an option for Patreon. So if you join her Patreon, you could have this one. And I love this. Like, it's so snatched. And here's another version of that, and she's wearing it with the scout cap. Here's like more of a basic bottom. But this, for me, I love this version. And this is the version when I sew it that I will be sewing. I love that. It's more of like a skirt dress, and I'm here for it. It's not super versatile. It literally, it's a bathing suit. It does have boning in it, so you don't have to ever worry about losing your bathing suit while you're swimming in the ocean, and that's pretty cool. But all things considered, it's still at the end of the day just a swimsuit pattern, but a very complicated one. So I'm going to put it in the meh. it's not versatile. It's a good pattern, but it's not versatile. Next is the Gardener top, and this is a Patreon pattern. And I love this one. I love this one. It's a cut, again, it's a cut-on sleeve, but I love this yoke. I love this collar. I did mine in a purple velvet with like a black spider web, and it is phenomenal. It comes together so fast. It's so pretty. If you have a little bit of ingenuity, you could extend it down into being like a dress. You could pull the bottom half of the skipper dress onto this and extend it down, or you could extend the sleeve if you've got a little bit of comfort with that. It's a great work top. It's a great dress up top. It's, in that respect, it's very versatile. It doesn't get pigeonholed into a category of, can I wear this over the weekend? Can I use this for like work? Can I use this for hanging out with the girls, going to the grocery store, going to a party? Yes, the answer is yes to all the above. And I love that detail just in the neck. So for that, I'm going to say it's a perfect pattern. It's a perfect pattern. I love it. I love it. I do recommend that pattern highly. All right, next is the Scout dress, and this is also a Patreon pattern. And I'm going to be honest, I don't really see what all the fuss was about with this one. It's a button-up dress. It's a button-up t-shirt dress. I like the sleeves. I used the sleeves on my charm school uniform, but it's still, at the end of the day, just a t-shirt dress. You can make it sleeveless, or she did expand it to have a 3/4 sleeve, but it's great for work. It's great for going to the grocery store, but this will never be a party dress. But thankfully, that's why we have so many others in her charm patterns. It's a meh pattern for me. Like, I don't get the hype behind this one. I don't like button front dresses. I'm just not really here for it. The next is the Mariner top. And this was a Patreon pattern. And I love the versatility of this one. You don't see it here, but you can make it with or without this bow. You can make it with a smaller bow. You can make it sleeveless. She's got it here as a dress. I like this as a top. It's got princess seams. It's got a nice wide shoulder. And in that respect, it's very lovely. But for me, this just, and you can make it without the sailor collar too. You don't have to add this. It's an okay pattern. It's not for me. This is a pattern that is not for me. It's nice. It's just not for me. I'm not a fan. I didn't like the design aesthetic with that one. Mostly because I didn't like how on the, if you were to wear it as a shirt, how it flares out and it's not fitted at the bottom as much. Next is the Cobbler Dress Set. So it's not just a dress. There is a pant option too. I have made the pants and top. The pants are not great. They're sort of like scrub pants, but with a flat front. And I honestly feel like if I was going to make the top again, instead of doing the bias finish at the neckline, I would probably just line it because it felt too flimsy for me. I also had to pinch out a little at the neckline because it was a little too gapey. I think I would like this better as the dress. I like the dress version better. But again, I would probably, instead of doing that bias finish, I would probably choose to line it instead. Because it comes as a dress and a pants and top version, I would say that it's pretty versatile. It's, you could probably get away with wearing something like this at work, depending on the fabric you chose. It will never be a party dress, but it doesn't have to be. It's great for like going shopping. It's got nice big versatile pockets. I'm going to say that it is very good. I like that pattern. I like the dress pattern. I hate the pants. You almost have to wear the top with the pants to cover up the weird gathering in the back. I'm not a fan of the pants. Not a fan. All right, next is the Waspy corset belt. So I have made 4 of these at this point, and I've made a couple with alternate shapes. Like I made one that was shaped like a bat. I had one that was shaped like a pair of lips. Yes, the bias finish can definitely be tricky, and I don't feel like it provides enough support at the neckline for me. This is one of my favorite patterns from her. I love the Waspy corset belt so much. I have made, like I said, 4 of these, and 2 of them I've even gone off the rails and changed the shape of it to be like a costume piece. I've got ones that are shaped like where it's got like bat wings at the bottom, and it's glorious. I love it. This is, you can wear it outside of your outfit as a fashion statement, or if you want to make it in a comfortable fabric, you can make it part of your shapewear under your clothing. Love this pattern. It's S tier. It's perfect. It's functional. It's beautiful. You can wear it with anything, under, over. It's great. It's great. Just take my money. Take my money. Let's see. Next we have, I believe this is the circle skirt. Yeah, this was the circle skirt because I was doing it kind of in order of roughly when things were sort of released. So this is a free pattern. You can find that down here. She put this out with like the Halloween extravaganza one year when she released this corset belt and like the tightrope walker thing. And it is pretty much a wardrobe staple for vintage fashion, and it's very versatile in the effect of that you can make it fancy, you can make it, you know, something you wear to the grocery store, you can make it in tweed and wear it to work. Like there's a lot you can do with this pattern, and you can attach it to virtually any bodice. Like this is S tier. S tier. Super versatile. All right, so the next is the Bryant gown, and we all know I have a love affair with the Bryant gown. I have made this one 5 times because I'm insane, and I love that with the Mortia gown expansion, you have the option to make this in like a neoprene. I've done it in jersey knit. Like this pattern, it is ace. I can't say enough good things about it. So here we've got like this raglan short sleeve with like this beautiful long silhouette. You can see it kind of tapers off here in the back. This is a gorgeous concept for a wedding dress, ladies. Gorgeous for a wedding dress. I mean, fabulous. Here it is with the puff sleeve and the short version, so you can make it more like a cocktail dress. And you could even do this if you took the short sleeves on this instead of the puff sleeves and did it in a more subdued fabric. This could be a wear to work dress. This can be a casual dress. Here it is in Miss Susie's size. Beautiful. And here's another way to do it with like the tailored 3/4 sleeve. And again with the shorter flounce. Beautiful. Absolute work appropriate. And this is goddess tier. This is goddess tier. Oh my god, I love this combination. Like the colors, everything, this just worked in a way that I just can't. It's so fabulous. S tier. It's literally, apart from the Waspy, my favorite pattern. Like this is, you know, it's better than S tier. It's goddess tiered. It's goddess tiered. All right, next is the Landis, and I just made this one this year, and I was surprised at how great that comes together. I was expecting it to be super complicated. Yes, I'm gonna have to add goddess tier. So the Landis bodice, I did that in that red cotton, that red cheap cotton fabric, and the bathroom curtain fringe on it. And this pattern comes together so quickly. It comes together so quickly, It's so easy, and on top of everything, it's show-stopping with simple construction. I can't say this enough. Show-stopping, simple construction. This is what we are aiming for in our lives. And this delivers in a way that I did not expect it to. Like, this would also, I would also classify this as goddess tier. This, I mean, it is not a work dress. I mean, if you made it the strapless version and then made a bolero to go with it, maybe you could that way, but you would be committed to wearing that bolero all day long. But it would be worth it because you would look so good. I love this pattern. Love this pattern. I could gush about it for hours. S tier. Next is the Dandridge skirt. So I made this one a few years back, and I had made the short sleeve, the short length version with the drape. I mean, probably a fabric about that was pretty similar to this one, and it was great. It was good. It wasn't for me. Again, I don't like a lot of extra fabric towards my front. It looks good here, but I didn't like it on me, and the construction was, because it's so close fitting, there was nowhere to stick a pocket, and I'm not really a fan of anything you can't stick a pocket in. So for this one, I'm gonna say I was not a fan. I was not a fan. It wasn't for me. It's for somebody, it's not for me. All right, next is the double circle skirt, and this was also a free pattern. And a double circle skirt means that you're literally taking 2 whole complete circles. So when they cut the circle for the waistband on one of these circles, you're cutting it at half size. So you're gonna have a very tiny little hole because you're gonna add it to another hole from a whole second circle. What this does is when you do your like spin in your petticoat, your skirt is going to wave, especially if it's a very lightweight fabric, which is beautiful. It's a fabric sucker. It takes like 5 to 6 yards of fabric, but it is worth it. It is worth it. It's so, in the same way that the circle skirt is versatile, the double circle skirt is just as versatile. It's great on its own. It's great in any kind of fabric. I made one out of flannel that I added a plush lining to because I don't like to be cold, and the fact that it was 40 degrees. Most of our winter here in Florida has been horrifying beyond redemption for me, but this is amazing. S tier. All right, next is the Judy vest. This is the Patreon pattern, and I think this one is a little underrated. This is a great little like layering piece if you want to add just a little bit of extra warmth to your ensemble, or say like you're her here wearing a white shirt and maybe you want to make sure your bra doesn't show through it. Like, this is perfect. A great way for adding a little bit of warmth and providing a little bit of coverage. So I like this pattern. It came together quickly, like literally a 1 hour make. It's made with a knit fabric, so it's really fast. The hardest part there was the neckline. I would say it's a meh pattern. It's a meh pattern. It doesn't have a lot of versatility. There's no sleeve option on it, but it's very quick, satisfying make. Next is the Joan wiggle dress, and there were 2 sleeve options on this. And this is a very great pattern because you can make it as just a top, or you can make it as the dress here. And you can do this as like this sweetheart, like voluptuous look with the long sleeve for a little bit of cool weather support, especially since you're exposing more of your upper body. It provides nice balance. But the slash neck for a lot of people was very uncomfortable. I didn't mind it, but you can always just kind of tuck the neck in a little more to make it less like throat choky if that's something that's going to be bothering you. I made mine out of purple velvet, so it was very like party, but as you can see here and something like this could be very work appropriate. I'm going to give it a B. I'm going to give it a B. It's very good. It's very good. It comes together fast. It delivers a lot of punch. Right, next is the Patsy blouse, and this was one of the charm patterns. So let's come up here. Where are you, Miss Patsy? There you are. All right, now I know what you're thinking. It's a Western top, but it's not. It's not just a Western top. All right, so you have this yoked thing here, and you can add fringe on the yoke, and you've got these contrast bits you can do with the sleeve. But you can also make it sleeveless. You can choose to just have like this. You could do the same color yoke and add a detail here. Or you can make it like a standard button-up long sleeve shirt. You can skip the yoke altogether and have one solid color. I mean, I personally like it best like this. This is more my speed. You can make it sleeveless with a cute little pocket. You can make it with balloon sleeves with the yoke. You can make it short sleeve with or without the yoke. And then you could do like sheer balloon sleeves and then instead doing like this cute, like up to the neck. And again, that yoke continues on the back if you want it or not. Like it's all optional. But it's definitely a cute vibe. But I definitely think this iteration is my favorite. Very cute. Because of its intense versatility, it is S tier. All right, next is the Audrey cigarette pants. And this was a Patreon pattern. And you may sense a theme that I struggle with pants because I couldn't make this work for me. It is a stretch pattern, so in theory it should have been fine. But my issue was the pocket bags were always visible, and I probably needed to try and find a different fabric. It was probably a fabric choice issue for me, but I struggled with this one. It's very cute, but for me, I would almost rather make the Jane pants only because it's got a zipper. These are like secret sweatpants. And in that respect, they're very great. Like this is great for like running out to do an errand, going out for, like she's made it here in black velvet. Like it can be dressy. You can wear these to work if your work allows form-fitting clothing. It was a miss for me. It was just a miss for me. I was not a fan. I don't loathe it. It's one of those things where if I came back to it, yeah, I had the same issue. I couldn't get that mesh that they wanted you to use for the pockets, so I used the same fabric, but it was completely visible, and I hated that so much. It's too fussy. That's my issue with it. It's too fussy. It's too fussy to be a great pattern. If it's that fussy with the materials, I can't rate it that highly. The next is the Elizabeth Raglan, and this is also a Patreon pattern. And I will be the first to admit, I hated this thing. I hated this thing from its design concept from day one. I have not made it. I've been struggling to get like design inspiration for it. I don't love this look. It has like this, you could have an optional drawstring or leaving it open. There were different lengths, but I'm just not a fan. I don't like it. I hate this look. It was such a swing and a miss for me. Like I know I'm still working through trying to sew all of Gertie's patterns, like all of them, but I am struggling with a reason to make this one when I know I'm gonna hate myself in it. So for that reason, it goes into loathe entirely. I hate this pattern. I'm gonna do the Maryland jeans next. This is a charm pattern. So this is one you can buy off the website. I haven't made this yet, but I'm very much looking forward to it. Because I struggle, as you can probably sense, I struggle with pants. I can't wear them very often because buying them off the rack to fit me is next to impossible when you're waist size is so different than your hip size, and when you need different allowances for your thighs. And I laugh because I have to make what I'm calling full butt adjustments instead of full bust adjustments. But I like the style of this. It's a very classic look. I like the where the button is up here to the side, so you've got a clean front. So if you were wearing your shirt outside and not tucked in, you wouldn't have like a bunching spot where you would see the fabric laying. I like the design detail here. Very nice. You can make it in a capri option. For whatever reason, I don't like this whole look going on with that one, but you know, it's a choice. Again, I'm so in love with this concept, and you can see where they added like the contrast matching cuff here. I'm not sure I'd be married to that as an idea. I'd probably, if I did something like that, make it a removable option so that way you could have it match any shirt you were wearing. But I do like that. It's very cute. I'm looking forward to sewing that one this year. I've got some maroon twill set aside. So I'm gonna put it for now here in very good, because I have to imagine that with a pattern like this that there's going to be a lot of good direction and detail. Next is the Jasmine jumpsuit, and you've already heard me talk about this one a little bit because I used the top half of this to make a swimsuit, and I love this pattern. All right, I love this pattern. It comes together so quick, so easy. It's made with knit, and you can see what it looks like here with a shiny lurex. You can also make it with like a jersey knit like I did, or with swimwear fabric. Like, this is a great theme park outfit. You're covered enough, you're comfortable, you get dry really fast. You can choose to skip the cuff at the bottom and leave it open like a wide leg pant, so you don't have to have it, you know, with this bubbled hem if you don't want to. You can also, if you were really into that, you could do a standard waistband and not do it as a jumpsuit at all, and have cute wide leg like pants. Like, this is very cute. This is a very cute pattern. It comes together so well. I can't say that it's super versatile. You cannot wear this to work. Maybe if you did like a wide gaucho leg pants out of it, maybe you could. But as the pattern is delivered to you, this is not a work pattern. Again, and depending on the industry you work in, but in a standard like 9-to-5 office setting, they might look at you with a little bit of a side eye. But it's very cute. I liked it. Because it doesn't have a great amount of versatility, I'm gonna put it in very good. Again, I can't say enough good things about it. It's super comfortable. I love it. It's my favorite bathing suit, and because I did it as a bodysuit, I sometimes wear it as like a shirt, and and then I've got controls across the belly, for the outfit. Very lovely. Next is the Midge Breton top. So I don't like this top. Mostly because I don't like this super casual look. Like, none of the inspirational photos did a lot for me. Like, this was the closest one, but I would never want a shirt to show my midriff. Like, this would not be a thing for me. I made one out of some scrap fabric I had, and I use it as a sleep shirt. But it'll never see the light of day. Like, I think I even sewed that one on Twitch. Like, all right, here we go. I'm going to sew for 1 hour. Here's me cutting it. Here's me sewing it. It was, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate that pattern. Next is the artist apron. I did make this one, and I made this one for part of a costume, and I had done this version. This apron is really long, even before you make like this, even if before you consider making like the sundress version. This is a very long apron. I had to trim some down, but it was very useful. I was able to fit like 8 plushies in these pockets. These pockets are massive. This would be great for taking berry picking. Again, use a fabric that is either got like a coating to it, so that way it doesn't stain, but this is a great berry picking outfit. I love it. This is incredibly versatile. This is very useful. You know, if you're, you know, picking up and doing some chores around the house and you're like, I want to have my feather duster or my rag or my air deodorizer or whatever. Like, you could keep all of your things on you without running back and forth to the cleaning closet. I haven't made the sundress version, but I imagine I would like it just as well because I liked the apron so well. So for that, I give it an A. It's not super versatile in that you wouldn't wear something like this to work, but it's a great utility piece. If nothing else, it's a great utility piece. It's a helper piece. It's so great. Actually, let me see if I can change this. We're going to change this to S. Goddess. Here. Yeah. There we go. All right, next is the Las Vegas top. So this is one I wanted to like because I was really into the way the back crisscrossed, but because I always have to do a lot of adjustments and do a narrow back and a narrow shoulder adjustment, I couldn't make this work right on me, and I was very disappointed. And I also wasn't really a fan of these pleats at the bust or this peplum. Like, I think I'd like it best as the jumpsuit, or if I was to extend out like the pattern piece to make a full waist length or past the waist length top, I would be happier with it. But I wasn't a fan of the peplum. That wasn't for me, and I didn't really like the collar. But I liked the back detail of this, but the back is where I was struggling with it. I made one and I wound up having to hack off the part that makes it so unique and I added the little more gathered straps to it because I couldn't make it work. It was not functional. So this one was one I really wanted to love, and I couldn't make it work. So I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. Next is the waterfall dress. This is a charm pattern. And I have some fabric set aside for this that I just haven't gotten to it yet. It's like a textured red silk, and I'm very much excited to getting around to doing it. But this is a glorious dress, right? And the secret to it is like a bra hook back here, because it's actually like a muumuu, but it looks fitted from the front. So let's go through this a little bit. So here's the sleeveless version that's floor length, and you can see a couple of different styling ways of wearing this. And the back is this cape. This is why it's called a waterfall dress, because the back cascades fabric. I imagine, I haven't looked at the pattern pieces, but being that it fit on like 10 AO sheets, this is a pattern that is going to swallow fabric. So get one that, like, if you were not sure if you're going to like it or not on you, I would definitely be like, you know, get a cheap fabric to play with first. Make sure it's lightweight, because that's a lot of gathers and you would not want a lot of weight on your back, just as a thought process. And here's a shorter version with a cute little flutter sleeve. This is my favorite kind of way to wear this. I think you could get away with wearing this to work. The other one would be a great one for like an evening. Depending on the fabric, you can make it an evening gown. I love this too. Like, this is a great summer dress. It's giving me Daisy Duck vibes. I love it. Again, very cute. Definitely a fan. I love this. This iteration is so gorgeous. Like, it's my favorite shade of blue. It's the color I painted my house, and that may be why I'm sort of attracted to this, but I love it. A tier. A tier. All right, next is the jean gloves. So these are Joan. Jean. Wrong J name. So these are gloves. There's an option here. You can, you know, make the front and the back a different color. You can do them in a cute little like iridescent or a mesh fabric for a more dainty like tea vibe. I imagine you could probably use like a stretch leather. Also, if you really wanted to, like, this could be great for cold weather. It doesn't have to necessarily be a fashion accessory. So it could be potentially functional. I haven't made these yet. I have some leftover spiderweb mesh that I'm planning to make like this ruffled version. So I'm going to say it's very good. It's a very good pattern. The ginger sailor pants. So I made the hot pants version of these. And ladies, these shorts are bodacious, all right? Don't get it twisted one way or the other. These are glorious pants. So the this bit design here is a flap, so you can button it up from the front. So you have a nice clean back. Like, this is a booty emphasizer. I love these shorts. I haven't made the pants version, but it's on my list this year. Ah, absolutely stunning. Love this. Because it can be shorts or something cooler for spring, or even something you can make it for winter. This is S tier. This is some S tier stuff. I love those pants. I did not have the same trauma with those pants than I did with any of the others. It worked out very nicely because there was a lot of room for adjustment. Love these pants. Beautiful. Next is the carousel dress. Carousel, where are you? Here you are. I love this pattern. I did my dreidel dress in this, and it had a contrasting, I did my bottom ruffle here in a contrast fabric because this is a great scrap buster. And I also did like a Halloween Horror Nights thing with this, and I had made it like short. Like I made it 60 short. And I did the sleeve from the Serena expansion that was also on Patreon that goes with this, and I loved it. This is perfect for me, and there is a more standard version here too without a flounce, but this is, I love the princess seam and how it goes all the way up in that respect. It reminds me a lot of the Bryant, but it's stunning. So S tier. The carousel is an S tier for me. We're going to do the cinch it dress next, and that is a charm pattern. All right, so this is not expanded into the new size range, and I like this pattern. I've made 2 of them now. It has shirring here, and it works out quite nicely. You do have to pay attention to your shirr lines, and for me, I found it easier instead of following her guidelines. After I had the basic part of the dress sewn, I actually stuck it on my dress form, and I put an elastic band where I felt like I needed the elastic to go, so that way I wouldn't get a baggy poof in the back. So if you do make this, I would say ignore the shirr lines and then put like a strap of elastic across your dummy with it on there, and be like, all right, this is where I need to do it in the backs to avoid like having back poof. It's a cute pattern. There's a lot of different options with it. You can make it sleeveless. You can do it without the Peter Pan collar. And you can do it without a collar at all. And there are heart pockets or cute little envelope pockets. I did mine with the heart pockets. This is great because it makes it great as a scrap busting project. Very lovely. I do like this pattern a lot. This is the cute little band stand-up collar, very cute. I give this one a B. It's a very good pattern. It's a very simple pattern. It comes together very fast, and she does have videos for how to shirr. So if you're not sure how to shirr, there's a video for that. Next is the Brooklyn jacket. And I haven't made this one yet, but it is on my list. It's a cute little cropped jacket. You can make it bust length here or waist length. And you can have it where it buttons underneath, or you can see it's not really designed to button all the way across at the top. Like, it's just not designed to do that. But it could be a great way of making some of your like sleeveless dresses more work appropriate. I love this. It's great for when the weather starts to change. That way you can kind of expand your wardrobe into the next season a little bit. And it's also a great scrap buster because it doesn't take a whole lot of fabric, and it has a set in sleeve, which I love so much. I don't love cut-on sleeves. I prefer a set in sleeve, and I love this. This is exceptional. The tailoring on this is fabulous. I love it. Because it's got a little bust dart, so it like hugs up around your breast. Very beautiful. Next is the Frenchy peignoir. I love this. I made this out of a jersey knit, and I did mine as like the cute little sleeveless floor length. And I also did one where I took it and I didn't do the straps there at all. Instead, I made a loop casing so it could be like attached to like a gold necklace, and I used that as an Aphrodite costume. So this has a lot of costume potential. Like, I wore it like this. Like, here it even says Grecian waist tie detail. Like, it's right there. It is a costume. It is a costume waiting for you, and it is so fast. The robe does use a lot of fabric, so don't use anything expensive for that, especially if you're not sure if you're gonna like it. Practice with something cheap. But it's a very lovely pattern. It's great to sleep in. I made it for a girls' night sleepover, so that way I could, you know, show up wearing something cute. It was lovely. I loved it. Fabulous. And I could say that you could probably get away with making this in a non-sheer fabric, and it could be something that you could wear for like a formal occasion. Think outside the box with this one. It's more versatile than you expect. It's exceptional. I love the way I feel in this, and because of it being so adjustable, it gives you the option to breathe a little more. It's stunning in its simplicity. That's what it really is. It's stunning in its simplicity. Next is the Lady Dandy vest. This is also a Patreon pattern. So when we first got it, we got it as the male version, which is not too different. And then we got the tailored ladies version. So there is a male and female version. The female version has more bust, has different shaping. So if you pull this up, you can see that it's very like close. And on this one, I made this one as a client for someone. It still has those darts there, but they don't shape up to a bust. They aren't meant to pull in the waist. But it's very pretty, very versatile. She's got it here with the Patsy blouse and the Lucille pants for a very, like, you can have a very 20s mobster look with this. I love the detail of the welt pocket. Very lovely. I give it an A. I love vests, and I was kind of sad to see them fall a little out of fashion for a while. So now I'm excited that I can make my own in any color I want to match absolutely everything I want, because I like vests. It hides a majority of sins on your tops, especially if you have the tendency to accidentally spill things on yourself and you can't bear to part with the shirt. You know, it's wonderful. It's flat out wonderful. There are no other words for it. Next is the Wanda skirt, and I haven't made this one yet, but I'm excited to, because it can go from workwear to haywear. Workwear to haywear. So what this has here is an upside down invisible zipper. So the invisible zipper is completely non-showable. It's just got the little bit of the zipper hanging off the edge there. When it's all like zipped up, like this is perfect for work. And you can be like, hey, I'm ready to go dancing. Or if you need to unzip it a little bit to get in and out of your car, I mean, you can have the back vent, so that's not so much of a problem. But if you've already got the thigh split, why not just utilize the zipper and then zip it back up? Like this was game changing. And the fact that it's shown here with the Landis is just like, yes, this is the smoky, this is the revenge dress. This is the revenge dress that everyone is looking for. This skirt with that Landis bodice, effortlessly sexy, guys, effortlessly sexy. So great. S tier, because you can go from chic to slut in 2 seconds flat. I'm here for it. Heyo. Next we have the Modern June Cleaver Holiday Skirt. So this was an applique pattern. You stick it on top of the circle skirt. And I'm going to be honest, when this first came out, I was a little disappointed because I do not celebrate Christmas and I felt a little left out. So I had made my own with my own appliques of dreidels and Stars of David. And then this year she gave us that. So I was a little excited that she kind of made up for it. I actually took a picture with Gertie in my dreidel dress in 2021. No, 2022. It was 2022. And when she came to Holiday Dapper Day at Animal Kingdom, and I was really excited to meet her. But I'm glad that, you know, I like this concept of having applique as an option periodically. I wouldn't want to see applique all the time, but occasionally, like maybe once a year, like work in different holidays over time. Like it's cute. It's okay. I just like that we now have more than one holiday in representation. Like that was important for me. So I'm going to say meh, because I'm not big on doing applique. I only did the applique skirt I did do in response to seeing the Christmas one because I was a little upset. But, you know, it's because a person can occasionally be petty. It's okay. As long as you're not negative about it. It's constructive. Next is the Peggy bodice. All right, so the Peggy bodice. So I hate it as it is shown here, right? As we've already discovered, I'm not a fan of under bust pleats. And this has the possibility, and it's so easy for it to hit wrong on the body. Like even here on Susie, it doesn't look like it's quite sitting where it should, in my opinion. And gussets can be hard. Like this was like a learning thing. It's cute. It's all right. But I definitely like the version, like she came out with an expansion to it. Let me roll up real fast for you. And in this version, I like it much better. It's less claustrophobic, because I don't like things high up on my neck like that. This looks much better. So I'm going to judge it based on this expansion, because the original was F tier for me, like E tier. It was so awful. It was failure. It was gross. I hated it. Peggy and I, we were not friends. But this version of Peggy and I, we can be okay. We could be okay. I would stick it in meh to split the difference, because I'd say the White Christmas version is exceptional, and the original version I loathed entirely. Actually, let's rename that to F. E is kind of misleading. F. There. That's better. Next is the Lana. And the Lana dress, I did a lot of interesting things with. I had split my colors all up, and I had to hack the pattern into pieces to turn it into a pumpkin gore, because I wanted alternating bits of dark orange and light orange to look like a pumpkin rind. I did something really, really unusual with this, and I also made it like a bat wing bust instead of a regular petal bust. But this is pretty. This was the what she was actually wearing when I met her. She was wearing the tartan version that she had posted on her blog. And it's a cute little bust detail. It folds down. If the petal is not like for you, you can leave it folded up, or you can choose not to sew that petal at all. Like, that is an option. Don't feel like you have to. It's a beautiful bodice. This is what it looks like when it's folded up. Let's see, does she have a version here without it? I don't know if she does. But you can sew it without it. You don't have to add that detail. It's totally optional. And you basically sew like a set of cups, what feels like 4 times, because this whole bit from here up, you sew twice. Like, you've got a lining and an outer fabric, and a lining and an outer fabric for both the petal and then the regular part that actually touches your skin. I'm a little disappointed that she didn't take a picture of one, but you can skip that detail. I like this pattern, but it's got the same problem that the L'Amour and the Liz have, in that they're beautiful dresses, but you cannot wear these to work. Nothing about this dress is work safe, and it sucks fabric. Like, you can see that there's pleats here in the front and pleats in the back, and then it's gathered here at the sides. Like, there's a lot of volume in this skirt. It's beautiful, it's breathtaking, but there is a lot of fabric, which is why I did mine in broadcloth, and I had alternated it with lots of different colors to give it more visual interest. So the next is the society dress. All right, and I had scrolled up. Let me come back. Here we are, society dress. And this was the first time I got featured in the magazine. I was wearing a red velvet version of this, and I was kind of copying Melisandre from Game of Thrones. I was kind of channeling her a little bit. I love that you can make this short sleeve, short length. This could be a work outfit, a party outfit. This could be I'm going to a secret society and I need to hide my identity. Like, this is a great costume piece. This is a very versatile piece. It's made out of a knit fabric. So it comes together really fast. This is great for like a last minute invitation to something. It comes together beautifully. I did have to make some adjustments on the cuff because I did not like the feel of velvet against the inside of my wrist. So I just tucked under and did a zigzag instead of fully lining the cuff, because I couldn't do it. I couldn't handle the velvet against my skin like that. This is an S tier. All right, the Secrets Clutch. This was a bonus pattern, and it's a cute little pattern. You have to purchase a metal frame for it, and it's a great little scrap busting piece, so you can mix and match wardrobe pieces, have a ton of purses to match all of your outfits, and it's big enough to hold your phone. Say it with me. Big enough to hold your phone. So if you need an elegant purse, and you can't, all the ones you're ordering on Amazon are too small to hold today's phone, this is the thing you need. This is the thing. And for that reason, it is A tier. Next is the Starburst. So this one, if you were to subscribe to Patreon now, you would not have access. This was just for those who have been with her since the beginning or were with her on January 31st of 2023. So this is not one that you'd be able to get, but I was able to hack a version of this and make my own, like it was a double Starburst, with the free circle skirt, you just have to have a little bit of geometry and a little bit of ingenuity, and you could make something similar. It's a great scrap buster because ultimately you'll have like 32 pieces. Like each one of these pleats has two, or not pleats, each one of these panels has 2 bits of fabric. And I absolutely intend to make a patchwork version of this with random scrippy scraps. That is a goal. That is my Earth Day goal for this year. Last year I did an intensive tuppence a penny carousel skirt, and that was glorious. Like if you haven't seen the photos of that, you definitely have to check that out. Absolutely stunning. But this is great. You can use it here attached to a bodice to make it a dress, or it can be a standalone skirt. Again, this could be dressed up or not. So because it is so functional, S tier. All right, next is the Vargas panties. I haven't made these yet because I haven't had the right kind of mesh and elastic on hand for this. And I'm a scrap bust seamstress, so I don't purchase things with the intent to make something. Stuff just sort of winds up at my house and I do the best I can with it. But I am excited to give it a try, especially since I think I could use something like a power mesh, and it could be a control top panty, which, you know, is great for vintage fashion. So I like the concept of this. You can make it as a bikini with like a lace bit or a contrast front. Like the front panel is regular cotton. The bit that goes down the center is cotton, but all the rest of this is a knit mesh for comfort, and you can choose to ruche it or have it high-waisted. I'd probably do like this version if I was going to do this. Though to be honest, I'm much more into boy shorts, but I'd probably give this a go. And even though it's something that wouldn't necessarily be a visible pattern, I like the idea that she's helping us get dressed head to toe. We just need a bra, Gertie. We just need a bra. It's exceptional. I mean, think about how great, think about the underwear you've got in your drawer right now. How many of them are deeply uncomfortable that you won't get rid of because then you have to go underwear shopping? Like, this is fabulous. I'm in love. The Aurora bodice. That is next. When it decides to load anyway, it's next. All right, well, it's loading. I'm gonna run and grab a drink real fast. Be right back. Oh, right. Sorry, I wanted to get some of my vanilla chai. I had forgot to be a good streamer and leave out some water for myself. So, the Aurora bodice. This is a delightfully versatile pattern. So you see it here. She's got it with this lace-up detail. So this disappears into the side seam. So it's all attached, and you can have it lace up, or you can make it sleeveless and it be a little more like dressy. You can remove the peplum and make it part of a dress. I loved this. I actually made my Aurora bodice with an Aurora dress with Maleficent fabric. That's right. That's a thing I did. An Aurora dress with Maleficent fabric. That happened. I like the idea of this, but with the cap sleeve. Like this could be, I love this as the idea of a cute little top. Very cute. This has got like a lot of cottagecore vibe to it for me, and I'm here for it. S tier. Next is the Elsa culottes. So I Loved these. I made, you can make these a lot dressier than you'd expect. I made mine out of a flocked silk taffeta. And it was spectacular. It was leftovers from my Harlo wedding reception dress, and it was beautiful. And I had done the floor length version. And the internet is just really slow today. It's gonna take its time loading. But I love that you could totally use this to make like a Velma cosplay, like the shorter version. And I like that you can make this out of literally any fabric. So you can use a heavy fabric, a lightweight fabric. If you wanted to make this a beach cover, which you could do this out of a sheer fabric. Like this pattern is not dependent on a specific weight for it to work. It is magic. And it's secret pants, right? Like it's got a lot of extra fabric. It feels cute. You look glamorous. Like it's comfy, but it still feels casual, even though you're wearing like this worked well. Like this worked very well for me. And I struggle with pants, as you can see by the fact that I've hated on a lot of pants. These were great. Absolutely loved these. Next is the Gina Bustier. What I might do is like have some of these loading just in case. All right, so, oh, then it loaded perfect. Go figure. All right, so the Gina Bustier, right? So I had this mesh panel that had a zip up the back, and you ultimately designed this a lot like a bra. And so that's what I did with mine. I made it as an interior to my L'Amour dress, and I put grommets in the back instead of the mesh and laced it. And I was like, this is my interior corset. I built it inside the dress and attached it at the side seam of the lining of my dresses. Like, this is a great way. I removed the strap though. A great way to add some versatility out of this. I actually think this could make a really great bra in general. What I might do instead, if I wanted to do this as a bra, would be instead of this mesh panel, substitute in for a little more of the fabric and then do like the fashion fabric, and then get the hook and eyes straps to go all the way across. So that way you can adjust it as needed to how your body is feeling that day and still feel super supported. This was really great bra. Like, this was a great bra. And if you took the effort once you were feeding in your boning across the bust, if you pinched it, you could even get a little bit of that bullet bra effect for a very classic look. So definitely big fan. It works as a sundress. It works as a bra. This is the closest we may ever get to a bra from her. So I'm very excited about it. I definitely plan to make more. Definitely exceptional. Like, this and this together make a great undergarment set. All right, next we're going to do the Howdy tote. The Howdy tote was a bonus pattern. And I made mine a little different. I printed mine at 50%. And I made it a lot smaller. And instead of doing the rings, I did shoulder straps. And I made it like a smaller tote bag. So it could, I just needed it to be at least the size of my Happy Planner, because I carry my sewing planner with me everywhere. If you're interested in the printable or digital version of my sewing planner, that's on my shop. You can find that in my linkage. But very excited about that. Come on, tote. Load. Oh. Well then. Let's try this again. I may have killed their page. All right, someone to go to the blog. All right. Howdy. Am I driving too much traffic to your website right now? I doubt it. You might have a problem with your website, Gertie. It shouldn't be that far back. It's at least in the last calendar year, so I can probably do it this way. Well, biscuits. Well, you can see enough of it from here. What I'll do is I'll zoom in. It's not the greatest idea, but if it can't get it to function, this will be the next closest thing. So this is the Howdy tote. It featured one zip pocket on the inside and one slip pocket. I pocketed the crap out of mine. Let me go grab my purse real fast. Let me show you this thing. All right, so this is the inside of this bag. Like, let me turn it inside out. Forgive the fact that there's like a crap ton of dog hair on everything. So I've turned it inside out so you can kind of see what's in it. I have an elastic pocket that I sewed into the side seam for holding my theme park drink cup, and another one on this side to hold my sunscreen. I have a slip pocket for my phone, a zip pocket with a grommet for my battery bank. I also have two hooks here for my keys, my wallet, so I can get to them. I've also got pockets for cards if I don't want to carry my wallet, and an additional zip pocket for anything else for safety. I might be obsessed with pockets. I don't like bags that have little to none organization. I want a lot of pockets in my bag. I want everything to have a place. So I love the Howdy tote, but you might need the mind of a magician for it to be as magical for you as it was for me. Oh, here we go. It did finally load. So that's like the basic shape of it. And all I did for mine to make mine smaller was I printed it at a different percentage. So this is goddess tier. No. It's very good. It's very good as it is, but it can be goddess tier if you have the mind of a magician. All right. The Claudette skirt. So I'm looking forward to sewing this one. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to use the leftover of my Sally knit fabric for this. It's going to take a while. I expect it's going to continue to do that. So I'm going to do this instead. So here's Claudette. It's a beautiful, it can be a knee length or floor length knit skirt. It can be casual. It can be sexy. In the right fabric, it could also be formal. Like, and I'd seen where somebody else attached this to the Joan top, the Sweetheart Joan top, and it was super sexy. It's super killed. I love this. I am always here for knit patterns. I definitely would say that I would give this probably exceptional. This is exceptional. I want to give it to Goddess, but I don't know if it's truly earned it yet. I feel like it could. At this time, I'm going to give it exceptional. It's got it's an interest. You know what? Yeah, it's Goddess tier because it's interesting. It's not just a flat knit skirt. We've got a decorative panel. We've got ruching. We've got design. It's good. It's just good. All right. Next, we have the Barbara bodice. And let me zoom back out. Let me see if I can try and get it to actually load. Fingers crossed. But in the meantime, we'll talk about it a little bit. This one was obviously, it came out the same month as the Barbie movie, hence the inspiration. And the skirt that came out as the bonus pattern would be coming after this one. It's the Millicent. It is a a box pleat skirt. It's very cute. It's a box pleat circle skirt. I should rephrase that. You should know that, so that way you know it's going to take a little more fabric because it's going to have rounded edges. So I like the Barbara bodice. It's akin to the Butterick 6453. I don't remember the Simplicity version number offhand, but it had been ported over to Simplicity, but it's been charmed. It's had the charm effect, so now it has a more inclusive sizing and cup sizing, so that way you don't have to do as many full bust adjustments. And it does have like the option of a slightly wider gathered sleeve, but I still wouldn't say this would be necessarily a work outfit. This is definitely more of a day dress. I wouldn't even say that it has a lot of versatility to move into evening wear, possibly with the wider strap version, maybe, but I'm gonna say that I wasn't really a big fan of this pattern to start with. And this is the Millicent skirt. It's this I don't know. It's I don't really get the hype behind it. It's meh. The Millicent skirt, I did mine in a plain black. And I had done it in a plain black because I was doing it as sort of like a back to Hogwarts thing. I have basically made an entire Slytherin Hogwarts uniform. And this was one of my original pieces, at least until she dropped us the charm school uniform, and then I had to do that. But this was more like a classic. You can make a 1950s Hogwarts uniform using this skirt with the Judy vest and the Patsy blouse. And later you'll see it, the Turner cardigan, and you would be like on brand, on point. You could be off the set of a 1950s Harry Potter. Like, this is perfect. And if you're a little bit insane like me, you could also make a robe out of the rose dressing gown expansion of the princess coat, and you could even have yourself a Hogwarts robe. Just saying, throwing it out there. Here's your future Halloween idea. The Millicent skirt is very versatile. S tier. All right, next is the Sophia dress. And I've made the Sophia dress. It's a cute pattern. Let me roll back up. Here we go. And it has an option to be a little more slinky by having like the ruching at the neck, or you can have a 3/4 skirt with a straight neck. Let me zoom back out. It's really cute. I liked it. It comes together really fast, and depending on the fabric, it can be dressy or not dressy. I'd say this is an exceptional pattern. It can go a long way with you. Next is the Turner cardigan. I made this one last month, and it comes together so fast. It's another knit pattern. We know how I feel about knits. I love them. Big proponent for knit patterns. They're very satisfying because they come together so fast. And this one is really nice in that it basically just has two pattern pieces, a left, a right, and then the whole back. Oh no, I guess there's the sleeve too. I lied. But still, it comes together very quickly. And you finish the edges with the front edges for the buttons with grosgrain ribbon. So you don't even have to do a lot of seam work there. I'll just zoom in because it looks like it's going to take too long to load. It's a cute pattern. It's very versatile. You can use this to make an otherwise maybe scandalous outfit a little more work appropriate, or making it more functional, like maybe you're wearing it to the movies and the movies is really cold. Like, this is great. Like, it's a good pattern. Exceptional. It's exceptional. All right, next is the Grace bodice. And this one was when she did the Halloween extravaganza, she turned it into the Raven dress. And this is a lovely pattern. You can see that we've got like a sheer yoke, a sheer sleeve, but it doesn't have to be. You can do it And I actually almost sort of see an 18th century dress if you chopped off the whole top here. Like this could be a Christine Daae dress. Like there's a lot of costuming and regular day wear and dress wear. Like this is goddess tier. This is epic. This is easily probably my favorite pattern that she released last year. I haven't gotten to it yet. I need to do a toile of it, but amazing. And you can see I really love her patterns. Just the reason I keep coming back to her is because so much of the time they are for me, they do work for me, but you know, everyone's got off days and not everything is for everybody. Next is the Rizzo jacket. So I haven't made this yet. I have to make it in the next couple of months. I need it for an event. And I wasn't initially all that enthused with it because I don't think it looks like all that flattering. We'll see if it loads. But if not, while we're waiting, I'll just zoom in. And so what it is a waist length jacket is what we've got here basically. And it zips up. It has an interior pocket on the inside, a collar, and it has a little button detail here, kind of like on traditional jean jackets. I like this. Oh, here we go. You zoom back out. So I like this as a concept, right? But the sample executions weren't really my thing. I think they'd probably look a little better in denim, in my opinion. But I'm going to be making mine out of probably like a white denim or a white chino or something like that, white corduroy, something along those lines. I want something a little more textured, and it will probably be lined with like a green satin because it's going to go with like my Professor Oz look, like the Wizard of Oz. We're doing an event. Well, I'm right here. Let's plug an event. We're plugging Darlings Go to Oz at Busch Gardens. I don't remember the exact date. It's in May. Let me grab it real fast. Hold on. I'll open up a second window real fast for that. And I'll plop the link down there in case you were curious about it. Just gotta hunt it up real fast. Okay. And events I'm going to do. Where is it? Well, crap, I can't find it right now. I'll just go to the Darlings page. It'll be there on the Darlings page, which, by the way, if you're not a Darlin and you're local, that's the Facebook group. Or even if you're not local, it's a lot of fun. Let's see. Events. That's what we just did. Darlentine's Day. There we go. D3 Emerald City University Summer Session. I do think you have to be a member of the group to see this event, but I'm going to plop it here into chat. There you go. Okay. Sorry about that. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. Moving on. So, I do like this. I don't like that it doesn't have exterior pockets. I will probably make a change on mine for that. It might wind up being something like a welt pocket or a I don't know, we'll see, but I may wind up extending the waistline a little bit. So as it is, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this pattern. I would much rather make the Brooklyn than this one. But with the right, like the right materials, maybe with the right alterations, this could be a better pattern, but as presented, I'm not a fan. Next is a charm pattern, the Mortia dress. So this is one of her new patterns that came out in fall. This is a beginner pattern. This is great for beginners. There is a whole video on how to sew this. All of her patterns usually have videos. That all of the Patreon patterns absolutely do, but you do have to be a member of Patreon to get the pattern and see the video. So this is a couple of the different looks. Here we have it's got a really nice even scoop neck. Oop, let me switch back to the view that lets me see chat, just in case. There we go. And it's just got a gathered skirt, and it has the directions for how to make a coordinating belt. It's got princess seams. And here's another version. Here it is in the 3/4 sleeve. This is a very versatile pattern in that you could do a lot with it. Here we got a Peter Pan collar. I definitely like this look a lot more than any of the previous samples. Here it is with the lantern sleeve. Again, I'm not a fan of the lantern sleeve. I would probably remove the whole bottom half and let it be a flutter sleeve. But that's just my personal preference. It's a cute pattern. It's a great pattern for beginners. So if you're new to sewing, this would be a great place to start. In that respect, I will place it with very good in that you can do a lot with it, but the inspirational images, in my opinion, are not very inspiring. I would want to see the more unusual ways that you can use this pattern. In my opinion, it would make it better. But as we know, that's usually my purview, is I like things to be strange. So for a regular person, this might be exceptional, but for me, it's just very good. Right, next is the Francie top. So this one came out, I believe, in November last year, and I wore an orange ribbed knit version of this for Thanksgiving with my black Millicent skirt, and I killed it. Like, I didn't think I would like the back wing, but it's not bad. I love it. Like, it worked out lovely. And I like that you've got the option to make it a dress, like here. Like, you can expand it to have a skirt, and you can add it to maybe the skipper skirt if you wanted it longer, but the Francie skirt is a little more mod. It's shorter. I liked it very well. There's not a lot of ways to customize it necessarily. So for that reason, I would also give it a very good. You can make it with a lighter weight knit, but this is definitely something that's designed more for a cooler weather, slightly chillier weather. I mean, I think cold is anything below 76 degrees. Actually, no, cold is anything below 80. I live in Central Florida, all right? And we've been bogged down in 40-degree weather for so long, my soul has been sort of crushed. I want warm weather back. But yeah, this is the Batwing. I don't feel like is as noticeable as it shows here, and she's definitely like photoed it to show it on purpose, but I don't feel like it's as noticeable as that. And you could always like slightly curve in the line if you wanted it to be a little bit less there. Next pattern will be the Starlet gown. This was December's gown. I haven't made this yet, but I've got plans, and I'm going to do something quirky with it. So I'm going to flip the front to the back for this bodice. I love the idea of this lace inset and this deep V in the front, but I love that like that yoke panel in the back. Like, that is lovely. I love that. But I think I'm going to switch the cowl neck to being in the back, or maybe I'll just make two backs, so it's the same style in the front and the back. That's something I might do. I'm not a big fan of cowl necks. It's not really my cup of tea, but you can mix and match it. Like, this is the, as it's intended. It's got a long trumpet skirt. It's got this beautiful back detail here. You could also leave the back without this if you were willing to wear it without a bra, and it has a cute little chain for support up here. Or you could put the bishop sleeve from the society dress on it, or even with the short sleeve version of the society. And it also has a shorter length version of like this tulip that kind of makes me think of the night and day dress a little bit. I love this. I love the versatility of this. I love the different options for this. I think that it can go from day wear, like here, to something super sexy. I love that. It's exceptional. It's exceptional. Actually, no, it's goddess tier. It's right up there with the society dress. They are sisters. They are stepsisters. They have the same wonderful mother. All right, next is a charm pattern. It's the rosy jumpsuit. So this is the newest one to the charm catalog while we await the Lucy hostess gown that she teased for us back in December, and teased when she did the release of the expansion of the Jane set. She's teasing us. It's not here yet, but hopefully really soon. I'd love to have it for Dapper Day, but I have a feeling it's going to be after. I have a feeling it's going to be like an Easter release kind of deal. Wait, isn't Easter? Yeah, Easter's the end of March. Yeah, maybe we'll have it for Dapper Day. Thoughts. All right, so this is the rosy jumpsuit. All right. We're leaning really hard into the Rosie the Riveter vibe, and you can see we already have the option of a long sleeve or a puff sleeve. We've got our standard like cosplay kind of look here. I love, can we just take a minute and talk about these pockets? I actually really love these pockets. I like this waist detail because it means if you really need to, you can pull it in a little tighter. There's some measure of adjustability there. And I love this yoke so that like if you were actually working around and moving in this, you would have the freedom to move. And then you've got this kind of spunky playsuit version that's adorable. And it's sleeveless. Here's a close-up on the puff sleeve. And here's like, it's the inspiration from like the Barbie for President kind of thing that they had in the middle of the movie, and they were all wearing those jumpsuits. This would be a cute little cosplay that you could put together. And I think this is probably some sort of a linen, so I like that. It'd be very great for summer. So, and here's like the line art. So you can make this as shorts. You can make them also as standalone pants if you really wanted to. I love the idea of like the sleeveless with the pants, and I'm going to incorporate it for one of my Halloween Horror Nights events where I'm going to wear it in like safety reflective green, and I'm going to make it look like a race car driver, because this is also, in my opinion, a way to cosplay NASCAR Barbie. So if you've got dreams to be NASCAR Barbie, this is what you need. It's perfect. It's perfect. I think this is pretty versatile. This is exceptional. I love it. All right, now we're into this year. So our Charm Scout uniform. All right, our Charm Scout uniform. Let that load up. This is a pinafore dress. So what that means is that you're designed to wear something underneath it. And to me, this gave me really big, like Lolita vibes. Like if you were really into Lolita culture, you could use this to make a very traditional Lolita dress. And it could be very stunning, right? So you've got the option to make it without, you could wear it with just a bustier underneath for a slightly more sexy look, make it in a silk, or like your more standard school vibe here, shirt underneath, there's tie expansion. And then you could also just make it as a standalone skirt, and she's here wearing it with the Barbie top and the Judy vest, and I love this. This whole thing is very much a vibe. I love it as a skirt. It's got good deep pockets. It's got pleats. It's got 4 pleats, so you've got a little more twirl to it. It's a pleated circle skirt. I'm usually not a fan of things that button down the front, but I made an exception for this one just because it looked very academic. Very dark academia vibes here, which is why I ended up making a Slytherin house uniform with it. But it looks very nice, and there was the expansion in the middle of the month for the tie and these mutton chop sleeves for the Patsy blouse, and I definitely feel like this even more heightened the Patsy's game. Like, this is very, I think this could make a grill, if you really wanted to throw back history a little further, you could do a 50s does Edwardian look using that top. Like, there's a lot of maneuverability with this pattern in this set. Like, I have been living for this year's patterns, or at least for January's. So for the Charm School uniform, I'm gonna say it is exceptional. I'm going to say it's exceptional because you can wear it with whatever is most appropriate for the weather underneath. And the fact that you can branch this into being something a little more niche subculture if you really wanted to. Like, I like that we have that as a possibility. Very much in love. Which brings us to our most current charm release, which is the extra credit wrap top. I'm wearing it today. I finished it the first day it came out. I'm not a fan of wrap blouses only because I always don't feel quite secure in them. I always want to add like a hook or something or wear a shirt underneath. So I don't imagine that this top will ever get worn a whole lot as a standalone top. I see it more as something to wear over something else to add a little bit of warmth to an ensemble. Like, this would be great. That's why I've made it in Halloween fabric. I think it'll be great at Halloween over one of my Halloween dresses to give it a little more warmth across the chest. For me anyway, I did the hip length, and I like my shirts to come down longer, and so this wasn't enough for me. If I was to ever have made this again, I would definitely extend it like a full 6 inches. And I would probably also, you can see my sleeves are very snug. My fingers get up there. There is breathing room, but I am not comfortable with sleeves this tight. I would probably split the pattern and add an inch in there for length on the sleeve. And how you would do that, because it's just one pattern piece that you duplicate like 4 times. So you would literally cut that part where the sleeve is in half, like cut it, just slice the pattern and add piece of paper in between to add width there for the arm. That would be how you would make that wide bicep adjustment on this particular pattern. And it has again, this cut on sleeve. The sleeve is attached to the top. Like, there's not a seam for the armhole. And so for that, I don't like the top. The skirt, I'd probably make the wrap skirt standalone, but I'm not a fan of the top. Like, I could totally see myself making a wrap skirt, but a wrap dress, not in your life. So I'll split the difference and say meh. Because I think I'd wear the wrap skirt and it could probably be very good, but I am not a fan of the wrap top. So this is sort of where our stuff lies. We can see that patterns I really loved tended to feature a lot of options, usually a scooped or a V-neck. I don't, as a rule, I don't like a lot of things high on my neck. You can kind of see that in my choices here. I like things that lend themselves well to a very voluminous skirt. I definitely have a penchant for things that are pleated and gathered, and for whatever reason, I just really like the Wanda. It's kind of a one-off compared to the rest. But here's kind of where my list lied. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to save my image. Gertie tier list. Download image. Export. That way I can post it later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. But yeah, so this is kind of where my patterns lied for me. I like dresses, I like skirts. I did put I put 2 pairs of pants in my goddess tier. You can bear witness, I did. You could see I wasn't a fan of most other pants, but I was a fan of those. So, you know, take that for any grain of salt. If you're a little bit more on the bodacious side, those might be ones you might want to consider. And now I'll go back and put in the link for finding this. So that way, if you want to make your own tier list and share it, you can share it to my Facebook group. Okay, so here's the link. If you wanted to make your own, it'll remember mine, but it'll always reset for yourself. So there's the link for that if you want to do your own Gertie tier list. And do a quick, actually, yeah, I'll jump in here real fast. And Emmy. If you want to join my group and post your pictures there, Emmy of All Crafts sounding board, this is where you would put that. Or share it to Gertie's page, either which way. It's all love. It's all love. And there's that. All right. Let's see. Did anyone have any questions or anything they wanted to ask about a pattern? I've made more than 60% of them at this point, so I can definitely feel like I can offer a lot of advice on patterns at this point. All right, well, let's go find a friend to raid into. Let's see who is online. All right. Let's see. Who is sewing right now? Right, there are no sewing channels that are going live at the moment. So let's see who else is hanging out online. Who's playing Palia? All right, let's visit. Oh, none of my friends are online today. None of my friends are online. That's kind of sad. Oh, here we go. I might have a friend. All right. Let's go visit Jan. She is currently playing a Roblox game, it looks like. Okay, so let's go into, this is our raid message. Right, so copy the raid message, and when we raid over, make sure to say hi to everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me.